I want you to stop whatever you are doing right now. And I want you to think about the last thing you were worried about. Maybe it was money. Maybe it was your job. Maybe it was someone who left. Maybe it was something you said that you cannot take back. Whatever it was, I want you to hold it in your mind. Really hold it. Now, I'm going to tell you something that is going to make you either very angry or completely change how you live your life. My name is Walter. I am 84 years old, and I spent 40 years of my life worrying. 40 years. Waking up at 3 a.m., stomach tight, chest heavy, mind running, worrying about my job, worrying about my money, worrying about my children, worrying about what people thought, worrying about things that had not happened yet, worrying about things that might never happen. And you know what? Almost none of it ever happened. Almost none of it. And the things that did happen, the worry never helped. Not once. Not even once. I am 84 years old, and I want those 40 years back. I cannot have them, but you still can, if you listen to me right now. My father was a worrier. His father before him was a worrier. I think worry ran in our blood the way some families carry blue eyes or a strong jaw. I grew up watching my father sit at the kitchen table at night, long after everyone else had gone to sleep, just sitting there, coffee going cold, face tight, eyes somewhere far away. I used to stand in the hallway and watch him through the gap in the door. I was 7 years old, and I remember thinking, what is he so afraid of? I did not know then that I was looking at my future. I started worrying seriously when I was around 22, fresh out of the army. New job at a steel plant in Pittsburgh. New wife, Helen. New apartment on the 3rd floor of the building that smelled like someone else's cooking. And suddenly, everything felt fragile. What if I lose my job? What if we cannot pay the rent? What if Helen gets sick? What if the car breaks down? What if? I told myself it was responsible. I told myself, a good man plans ahead. A good man thinks about what could go wrong. A good man prepares. That is what I told myself. That is the lie I lived inside for 40 years. Let me tell you about 1974. I was 32 years old. There were rumors at the plant, layoffs coming, big ones, half the floor. I heard it on a Tuesday, and from that Tuesday, for the next 4 months, I did not sleep properly once, not one full night. I would lie in bed beside Helen. She would be breathing quietly, completely at peace, and I would be staring at the ceiling, calculating, estimating, catastrophizing. If I lose the job, we lose the apartment. If we lose the apartment, where do we go? Helen's parents? My parents? What would they think? What would the neighbors think? What would my children think when they were old enough to understand? 4 months, every night, that same loop. The layoffs came. 12 men lost their jobs. I was not one of them. I went home that evening, sat at the kitchen table. Helen put dinner in front of me, and I realized I had spent 4 months destroying myself over something that never happened to me. 4 months of sleep I lost. 4 months of dinners I sat through without tasting. 4 months of evenings with my children where I was physically present but mentally somewhere else entirely. 4 months gone for nothing. Did I learn from this? No. That is the part that should horrify you. I did not learn. Because worrying, and I need you to hear this, worrying feels like doing something. It feels productive. It feels responsible. It feels like you are a person who takes life seriously. But it is not doing something. It is the most expensive nothing a human being can do. 1981. My son David, he was 16, started running with a group of boys I did not like the look of. I spent 2 years worrying about David. Every night he was out past 10, I sat by the window. Every time the phone rang late, my heart stopped. Every morning when he left for school, I ran through every possible disaster in my mind. 2 years. David turned out fine. He is 57 now. He is a high school principal in Ohio, coaches the baseball team, has 3 kids of his own. The boys I was so afraid of, most of them turned out fine too. And those 2 years when David was 16 and 17, years I could have spent actually talking to him, actually knowing him, actually being his father instead of his guard. Those years are gone. I cannot get them back. And David, I do not think he ever knew how much I loved him in those years, because all he saw was a man who was tense, who was watching, who was waiting for something to go wrong. Not a father, a watchman. Now I need to tell you the worst part, the part I have never said out loud before. Are you ready? Think about that. Really think about that. I had spent 20 years worrying about things that never happened. And when the real thing came, the worry disappeared. Because worry was never about the danger. Worry was about the unknown. And the moment the unknown became known, my mind finally had something real to work with. Do you understand what I'm telling you? All those years, all that damage, all that lost sleep, all those dinners I did not taste, all those moments with my children where I was not really there, all of it for an enemy that was never real, my own mind attacking me every single day for 40 years. Helen survived the cancer 37 years ago. She is still here, 81 years old. She still makes me coffee every morning, still laughs at my jokes even though she has heard them 1,000 times. But last year, she sat across from me at the kitchen table, the same kitchen table I had sat at 1,000 nights worrying. And she looked at me the way she has always looked at me, like she can see straight through every wall I have ever built. And she said, "Walter, do you know what I remember most about our life together?" I said, "What?" She said, "All the evenings you were not really there." She did not say it cruelly. She said it quietly. The way a person says something they have been holding for a very long time. And I sat there, 84 years old, and for the first time in my life, I felt the full weight of what I had done. Not the big things, not the failures, not the mistakes, the absence. The quiet daily absence of a man who was sitting right there, but was somewhere else entirely. Here is what I want you to understand. Worry does not protect you. Worry does not prepare you. Worry does not make you a better parent, a better partner, a better person. Worry steals from you every single day, quietly, without you even noticing. It reaches into your life and takes. It takes your sleep. It takes your appetite. It takes your presence. It takes your joy. And it gives you nothing back, not one single thing. Research from Cornell University, from people who studied over 1,500 elderly men and women, found that the number one regret of people in their final years was not the risks they took, not the decisions they made, not the paths they chose. It was the worry, the weeks, the months, the years spent worrying about things that either never happened or that worry could not have changed anyway. They said, "We want that time back, and we cannot have it." I am one of those people. I am sitting here in front of you right now, telling you this because I want you to be different. I want you to hear this at 30, not at 84. I want you to hear this while you still have all those evenings ahead of you, all those dinners, all those ordinary Tuesday nights with the people you love. I want you to be there, actually there, not sitting at the table while your mind is somewhere dark and far away. Helen is in the next room right now, reading her book, the way she does every evening. In a few minutes, I am going to close this, walk in there, and sit beside her. Not because something is wrong, not because I am worried, because she is there.